Yes, Santos. Very good morning.
Good morning to you, brother.
Yes, I hope you're doing very well.
Yes, for the time being, I'm doing very well.
Yes. Santos, I really wanted to speak to you about what is all happening on this virus thing in the West. Because in India, it is all about, the coronavirus thing which is happening. And I have done like two, three interviews on the coronavirus that it is about the awakening that is coming all over the world. And it is the end time for all what bad was happening and all things which were carried about by all the satanic and the demonic forces. So what is happening in the West? Can you just update all our people here?
Yes, so the key word here that the controllers are using is lockdown and quarantine and social distancing and protect other people with your responsible actions, etc. Another expression is to snitch on your neighbors is a good thing now.
Yeah, yeah.
And and all of these five things come straight out of the Inquisition. So the Inquisition, many people have been fooled into believing that the Inquisition was shut down even hundreds of years ago. Here in Mexico, where I am, the Inquisition was very, very powerful. It was run by the Jesuits, same people who are running coronavirus.
All right.
The, the pandemic of the coronavirus boogeyman hoax.
Yeah, it's a
So,
pandemic.
mm, for sure, for sure. And the Inquisition runs on snitching. If you tell on your neighbor that they are heretics to the commission of the Inquisition, you get a pat on the back, you're a good little Catholic boy, and you get to go to heaven, and we're going to torture the guy who you snitched on. And this is what they're doing. Please never think that the Inquisition is not behind this. In Wikipedia, if you put Inquisition in, you will find in the third paragraph that in 1965, 2 years after I was born, they renamed the Inquisition to the Congregation of the Doctrine of the Faith.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the official name of the Inquisition, which is still running today and is behind all of this pandemic. They've been planning these since the days of Justinian, the plague
Ah,
of Justinian, even even the Antonine plagues in the supposedly 2,000 years ago, the Spanish flu, SARS, Zika virus, Ebola virus, and
yes.
all of these
Yes.
so-called boogeymans.
Yeah.
Boogeymen. Now,
Yes. The boogeyman. Yes.
science, mhm, science itself tells you that you cannot catch a virus because it's a dead thing, and it
Yes.
stays within the individual.
Yes.
So,
Even in Sanskrit, the word for virus is a poison. Basically, it's actually a poison.
mhm, yes. So it's so sad to see that the program people are going along with this agenda and they rely on these people. Now, the universe relies on the awakened ones to awaken and to stop this because that's the only way that we will. It's through awakening, through consciousness.
Yeah.
In your land, they call this chit, sat
Yes.
chit anand.
Satchitanand.
Chit.
Yes.
We need we need the chit to come back to us. In the
Yes.
West, we call this Christ consciousness.
Christ
Christ means
consciousness.
light, jyotish,
Yes.
light, and Christ consciousness, same as Krishna consciousness, is what will
Absolutely.
save them. This
Absolutely.
is why many people are waiting for the return of Christ.
Christ.
It's not one man who is going to return. Christ means light, and we are awaiting the return of this light. So, what is happening is the sun, which is the principal Christ um, archetype or entity in the universe is actually changing its frequency in order to lift our consciousness so that we can awaken from what's going on.
Yes.
This is why they are spraying the skies with toxic materials in chemtrails, because what they're doing.
Yes. Even today in our area, I was watching this. Like there were twice the chemtrails happened, just overnight, twice. So they are just doing it everywhere. The chemtrails are happening everywhere.
Yeah, what this does is it changes the frequency of the rays of light coming to the Earth. They are now refracted, diffracted, and weakened, debilitated. That's the purpose of the chemtrail. One of the purposes. There are other purposes, but never to forget that one of the main purposes is to prevent us from getting sun healing and sun consciousness. The sun in scripture is called the Savior.
Yes.
Yeah. In your language, or in Sanskrit, they have many ways of calling the sun. One is Sri Ram. Sri Ram.
Ram. Yes. It is Ram. It is same as Ra, Ram, and Rahu. It is same. Yes.
It is. That's why we say Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, because Krishna is the spirit and soul of the sun. Ram, his older brother, that's the physical sun's light coming to us. You see, so it all references the sun. All of these names of the divinity, because the sun is the intellect and the consciousness of the universe. This is why people adore the sun. They adore the sun because the sun serves us with consciousness. And all the temples that have ever been made have been made to capture the light of the sun and to heal people and raise their consciousness.
Yes, yes. And Santos, I have observed in the last like 4 years, 4.5 years of my journey in nature, and in this all divine work and purposes that I had been doing and getting involved here in India, that there are like n number of things which are happening around sun also. Like in the recent times, in the last 1.5, 2 years, I have seen like on a certain frequency there are like coronas happening. Coronas appearing around sun, which is a very significant change happening in in the level of consciousness also. And people are becoming more and more aware. They're waking up. And this 29th event which they are preparing for, this on 29th April, which they say is a meteorite or meteoroid is coming to hit, and it is certainly a big event for NASA and all these people, because they are waiting what is happening, and they're trying to lock down people so that nobody comes out and they don't realize what is happening around the world. So what is happening around there?
Rest assured, Vishal, it will be human technology. It will not be a comet. For a start, comets, meteorites, and things like that, well, not meteorites necessarily, but comets, they are an electrical discharge in the firmament. The firmament is spoken. And they are electrical discharges. They fly through the surface of the firmament, and the firmament is a electromagnetic field, probably the one they call the Van Allen belt.
Yes.
They either call these spheres or belts: ionosphere, thermosphere, Van Allen belt, Kuiper belt, asteroid belt. The reason they use belt and sphere is because of the curved nature of the toroidal field around the Earth. It makes a very, very high frequency force field around the Earth, you see.
Right.
And what they will be doing is they stimulate. You see, when they talk about charging the ionosphere and all of this technological speak, what they're doing is, with technology, laser and phaser technology, is they aggravate the Van Allen belt, the firmament. I should call it the firmament because that's how it's always been called originally.
Yes.
And in the Bible, in the second day of creation, it says that God made the firmament.
Firmament.
So, yeah. So, nothing like meteorites and flying rocks through space can actually hurt the Earth. That's why the Earth is still here, and it has not been hurt and never will be hurt because of that field.
Yes. And how about the things happening around 5G there in West? Because in India, there's no such news, like very vague ideas people have. Like there's nothing which the people are aware of here. But yes, certainly there are a group of people who are aware and they are understanding what is happening around 5G and all this coronavirus thing. So what is happening in the West around this 5G?
The same as everywhere in the world because of globalism. Globalism is a religion. It's a satanic and demonic religion because, first of all, there is no globe. The Earth is a mandala, Bhumandala on Jambudweep, beautiful island, and it is horizontal. All mandalas that you see on that mandala,
Absolutely.
there's all...
It is very beautifully explained in Srimad Bhagavad also. In the fifth canto, it explains very beautifully about the Bhumandala and the Jambudweep.
Exactly. So, so the globalism religion gives you global governance, global economy, global religion, and the faulty science of global warming, and the false ideology of global community. Now, first and foremost, and you see all these transnational corporations, they are globalists. So the globalist agenda is for the elites to prosper and have their paradise, and for us to have our hell. Now, because there are so few of them, they need a lot of technology and order followers to set up the technology to kill themselves first, and then all of their brothers and sisters whom they are stabbing in the back and betraying by setting up this kill grid. It's nothing but a kill grid. You see, 4G, I've got an iPhone here. Works perfectly. Beautiful technology. It works. And even if it takes 5 minutes to download a movie, well, you can spend 5 minutes meditating while you're doing that. So you don't need it to be 3 seconds because it takes an hour to watch a movie anyway. So why do you need it to download in 1 second? It's going to take a long time to watch anyway. So all the tricks they use to, first of all, get people addicted to these devices so that they want more and better now because technology is a god. So people who are blind will see 5G as the next generation, which will deliver them from, I don't know, homelessness, poverty, wars. Somehow, a faster phone and a faster computer is going to save them.
So much of it is already in India. In India, it is all for poverty, hunger, war, and like all the government issues, lot many things already happening.
And would you like me to tell you where all of this trouble is coming from in India? Would you like to tell me who is behind it? Yeah. See, a lot of Indians are very aware and very conscious because their books have not been doctored and redacted. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavata, Rig Veda, the list goes on. The Vedic knowledge is supreme. because it's the first of the Aryan wisdom who which
Absolutely.
came to this earth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is
So
what I had been, spreading the word around of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad, and all the Vedic knowledge. This is what I
yeah,
had been doing in all these years.
me too, my
That's
brother. I've been teaching
very good. It's really
Krishna.
good.
I lost my neck beads. I'm getting more coming to me, but I never go without my neck beads here as well.
Very
So, so who is behind it is the Jesuits. There you go, the Jesuits. This is who is behind the Inquisition. They always have been. And they are the ones who brought the English political and economical system to India to impoverish India
yes.
furthermore. India was rich 500 years ago. It was a golden age. Everyone was rich, wealthy, prosperous, happy, and healthy.
Absolutely.
Then,
Actually, India had three things were very, very, luxury in India, like India's culture, knowledge, and food. These were the three things like huge in India, and it was extreme luxury for all of the Indians. But now, when it turned from Bharat to India, and all these three things are like totally destroyed in the last 400, 500 years. It's all destroyed in India.
yeah, brother, and it's the Inquisition. The Inquisition
Yeah.
is in India. India has never been able um, to what's the word? Um, evict. I want to use a better word, but the Jesuits have been banned and evicted and outlawed. That's the word. They've
Yes.
been outlawed in every single nation of the earth except for India. And they brought to India the false science of the globe, the Copernican lie,
Yes.
and what they try, the reason is to try and destroy the great ancient astrological Jyotish
Astrological.
wisdom,
Absolutely.
which,
And it's totally
which
spoiled today. Jyotish system is totally spoiled today because people have been, taking out small money things on Jyotish, and Jyotish is totally spoiled. And people don't know what exactly the real scope of Jyotish today. They don't understand.
that's right, brother. And so now you have astrologers, even in India, where they think the moon is a rock, they think the earth is
It's a globe.
flying through space at Mach 88, and all of this ridiculous Santa Claus
Yes.
fairy tales. Before that, the astrologers in India knew that the earth was stationary, it doesn't move, and that it is a horizontal extended plane. So even in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, it talks
Fine.
about how the sun is circling above the earth.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, and astrology is a geocentric science. When astrologers converted to Copernican heliocentrism, this is when the world started to grade, because the language of the gods, the true language of the universe, astrology, has been corrupted and desecrated, and all the false Copernican astrologers out there using astrology to make a profit are liars, and they are serving the devil, and they are demonized. And most of them are flesh eaters. The Jesuits introduced flesh eating into India as well. Before this, India never ate animals. This is why they don't eat cows, because they know that animals are holy.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very, very true. This is what all, even in the constellations, they have like all animals, all the whole kingdom is represented. Even in all constellations, like cow, fish, like it's full. It's everything is represented there. So it was
Yeah.
never been in India. Like in like 400, 500 years, it has all started. Like in yoga, in astrology, it's all corrupted. It's all these sciences are destroyed. It's
It
really wonderful,
is.
really wonderful, Santos. And we will certainly continue with this talk once again. And really, really thank you for bringing in all the Western things in place and sharing with all of us. It'll be really great for all whosoever will listen to it. They will get a better idea of what is happening around the world as well. Right, Santos?
My pleasure, brother. Anytime, just call me and we can do some updates. And all I pray and hope is that your beautiful people, like our beautiful people, will wake up and forever experience Sat Chitananda.
I know.
Namaste.
Absolutely. Namaste.